De Leone Cinciella. What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? Alrighty. Put that on live chat. Let's see how the volume's going. All right. The volume sounds somewhat acceptable. All right. Little echo there. Let's click on here. It's 9 a.m. Let's turn this on. Let's turn that on. Ask to join. Switch count. Amazing awesomenicity. AM. You'll join the call when somebody lets you in, asking to be let in. It's 9:01. Here we are. Yeah, getting ready for the competency evaluation. Here we are. Yeah. No clue. Oh, here we go. Hello, can you hear me?
I hear?
Yes, I can hear you.
Perfect. Yep, I can hear you just good. I don't know. It took a second for my video to warm up, I think. Perfect. Okay. How are you doing, Mr. Wheeler?
Doing all right.
Good,
it's a beautiful morning. It's bright and warm. I've yet to go jog or run. I went outside and walked around the block. I woke up at 6:30ish, and I was like, "You want to know what? I'm just gonna sleep in some more." And then I took a shower and cleaned up a little and have some breakfast in a crock pot. Here I am.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, not a bad start to your day.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Good. Well, I mean, we've met a few times at this point, so you know the drill, but I've still got to legally say what I got to say, you know?
Yep.
This is court order mental health evaluation. Anything we talk about, goes into a report, essentially, that goes to the court. So I know it's confidential. If I ask any questions you don't want to answer, you just say you'd rather not answer it. Sound good?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Gotta make sure I told you that, just in case you forgot. I don't want you to feel tricked later or something. Okay. Well, so yeah, I guess we can just jump right into it. I mean, I spoke with Brooke recently. I mean, she was the one who gives those like classes with you and stuff.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, it sounds like you're just knocking through all that information. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Oh, great.
We've been doing those classes currently once a week. It used to be twice a week, and then I got steady employment, so I've been doing a lot of that. So yeah,
okay.
I have.
What are you doing for work?
I work as a stagehand, basically. I work for IATSE, the International Association of Stage Theater Exhibition Employees. So 6 blocks away, 8 blocks, depending on how you go. There's the Opera House and the Convention Center. So it's a whole bunch of theaters and convention centers. So we basically unload trucks, build up what's going on, and then we'll come back when it's done and we'll tear it all down and load it up, and they'll put it on a truck and go.
Gotcha. So, okay. That sounds pretty interesting, honestly. I mean, you get to go to different theaters and stuff, sort of see different productions, I bet.
Yeah. My first job was loading in um, what's that called? Psychedelic Furs and Squeeze.
Mm.
And so I didn't hear them. I really didn't know who they were until I met like what some of their crew. Then I looked it up online and I was like, oh, it's like Bowie plus The Cure.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, yeah.
Wow.
So we show up. We basically build up their stage. Then we leave. And then we have to come out back when the show ends. So we get there and they're like still going on for like another 45 minutes. So we're
Right.
just sitting off to the side of the stage listening to 45 minutes of band play. And
Yeah.
then when they're done, we just start tearing everything down,
Mm-hmm.
putting
Mm-hmm.
it in a box. And so
Good.
that was the first gig. This week, what I've been doing was so yesterday, not yesterday, yesterday was Tuesday. Monday,
Yeah.
Monday I was at work and I was there, I think Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or not Saturday, because Saturday was Veterans Day. So Sunday, Monday, I think. But
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
anyways, it's this supercomputing convention,
Oh,
and yeah, and
no way.
so yeah, everyone there is showing off like high end. What do you call that? Liquid cooled uh, units,
Mm-hmm.
refrigeration cooled units, all sorts of cool stuff. And like I was looking at one, and this dude showing me, he's like, "Oh yeah, later on during a demonstration, you come by and cut one of these cables, and we'll show you how it works." And I was like, "What?" And he's
Okay.
like, "Yeah, it's a negative pressure unit, so it's a vacuum unit. So with other units, they're pushing and pumping the water through the cable.
Mm-hmm.
With these, we're sucking it through. So if you ever get a hole in your cable, you won't get a leak. You'll only get air sucked into your unit." And I'm like, "Oh, that's fucking fancy. That's smart.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I barely even follow that. Really?
I gotta shut
Okay.
this." Ugh. So that was the one we were setting up for today. And it was basically rinse, lather, repeat, rinse, lather, repeat. And sometimes you just get stuck. It's basically
Yeah.
I was building up TVs.
Building up TVs.
Yeah, I had to sort roughly 200 TVs, I think, at least 100 TVs,
Mm-hmm.
and by size. So they just basically offload a whole bunch of stuff, put it somewhere, and then they're like, "Hey, organize all that stuff." So it took
Yeah.
us like a day to organize all the stuff, and that's all we did. Organize TVs. And other people on the other side of the pile, they organized like microphone cable cases, like because there's huge boxes, and those are all
Yeah.
microphone cables. These are all other cables. These are adapters. So then it was basically, all right, we have to go put the TVs on a stand and take them to the thing, or we just push this crate there to the thing is the what would you call that? The stall, the display. So there's actually like 200 or 300 people constructing some companies little stand for this convention. And they're yeah, and so some are real fancy. I mean, because think about it, there's some are there and they have a giant a thing like it's like four refrigerators and it's a
Yeah.
unit
Yeah.
that sucks water through the thing. Other of them have refrigerating unit. There's like 20 or 30 liquid cooled stalls. Then you have all these schools. The NSA was there, but nobody was at their stall. All right. So the stall across from them, um, we had to go drop off TVs, and I told this dude, I was like, "Yo, we're already done with this." He's like, "No, we didn't. We didn't do this." I was like, "Okay." I bring it there. It's already done, and their whole stall's made. Everybody's there, and I look over and I was like, "Oh wow, the NSA." So I instantly just go over and start fucking with their stall, the National Security Association, our agency, the National Security Agency.
Sure.
So I'm going through everything just to look for swag. And I
Yeah.
don't care
Yeah.
if they
Of
can
course.
see me. And I'm like, whatever. And everybody's looking at me, is like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "What does it look like I'm doing?" And they're like, "Is that yours?" And I'm like, "Yeah, of course it is. What are you talking about?" But anyways, nobody was there, and so that was the only stall or whatever you call it, booth that I went
Yeah.
into and messed around with. Um,
Nice.
yeah,
Still,
but
it's really interesting.
yeah, I
Like,
thought it was super amazing, and I asked if I could come to the thing and check it out for free, and they're like, "No, you got to buy a ticket." And I think
yeah.
tickets start at like 150.
Okay. Well, I don't know if it's $150 interesting,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
maybe.
Well, I was looking around to see if what type of swag different people were giving away, and I
Yeah.
noticed it was predominantly just like pins, keychains, squishy balls.
Right. Stuff
Yep.
that's just like you can on that anywhere. It just sort of says,
Yeah.
and that's what it. It's like, yeah, yeah. All right. Still though, it's a cool experience. Makes for a good story. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, good. Yeah, I'm glad you got steady employment now.
Yeah. So the steady employment is a huge thing. It's that's basically what I've been doing.
Yeah.
Sometimes I get home and I eat and then I pass out. Uh,
Sure, sure.
I don't. I don't play video games as much. I have like 500 and some odd emails to check that I haven't gone through. That's why I didn't
Wow.
get yours. That's why
Totally missed
when
it.
Brooke
Okay, that
called
makes
me.
sense. Yeah.
So yeah, so there's that. Um, I filed a wage theft complaint with some dude in Florida. Um, I gotta file emails for that more because I guess some people hit me back up and I haven't hit them back up. But the dude I filed against left me some pissy message in the middle of the night. You know, it was like easily I
Yeah.
think 10 o'clock our time, which makes it like 1 o'clock their time, or
Mm-hmm.
or,
Mm-hmm.
or midnight or whatever. You know, and he starts out like, oh blah blah blah, just checking on you and just wanted to say, and just starts going off on calling me names and telling me that I need to get on my own, get off my ass, use my legs and get a job.
Who is this person?
So this person, he was, I guess you would call him a coordinator. All right.
Okay.
I do the job where you stand there and you're like, hey, sign this petition, I get paid money.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So in Florida, it's illegal to pay by the signature, right? You're supposed to
Sure.
pay by the hour. And the
Mm-hmm.
contract sets the hourly rate. So uh, I didn't get my full hourly rate. And then also, I was guaranteed a reimbursement, and I issued receipts
Okay.
for their reimbursement. Um,
Okay.
and the coordinator basically stated after 3 weeks, you know, because other of his crew, like skedaddled, and so
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
he was just like, "Oh, I'm not going to be able to give you your reimbursements." And I was like, "But you said you already got them." He was like, "Yeah, I did," and he's basically saying that he's pocketing them.
Gotcha.
And so I had to pay my own money to have the paperwork printed up. So
Okay.
like every time I was like, "Hey, would you like to sign this?" The paperwork that they were signing, I paid for on my
Yeah.
own. So they're supposed to do that. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, it was basically a bait and switch scam. Um, when I got paid, I got back. You know, and him leaving me that message and calling like he called it like late at night. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
here on a weekend. So and I was at work at one of my gig jobs through the app on my phone. So
Mm-hmm.
you know, I was there and my phone starts ringing and I'm dressed as Spyro the Dragon because it's a
Oh.
Halloween. I'm doing a check-in for a Halloween bar crawl,
Oh, nice.
and I'm talking with the lady who's the supervisor, and she's like, "Your phone's ringing." I was like, "Yeah, but I'm at work." And she's like, "I don't care. Check your phone." And I look at it. I was like, "Oh, motherfucker!" And I was like, "Look how late it is, and this guy's calling me." And I was like, I put it back in my pocket, and I was like, "If he calls again, I'm gonna go put it in my backpack." And she's like,
Right.
"Whoa, what's all that about?" And I was like, "Oh, dude, I filed a wage theft complaint to this against this dude for 5 grand." And she's like,
Mm-hmm.
what? And I was like, yeah. And I just started telling her about the job. And then instantly I get another call and I look at it. It's him. And I just put it in my backpack. And she's like, well, what does he want to call and talk about? And I was like, I was like, yo, dude, this is this job. It's what it is. This is how it's done. This is what's going on. And she's like,
Yeah.
really? And I was like, yeah. So I just gave her the whole story. I went to Florida. I was supposed to get paid a certain amount. I didn't. I also got hit by a car.
Damn. While in Florida?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was directly related to the initiative I was collecting signatures. So
Mm-hmm. I remember you telling me this actually. Yeah.
yeah,
Someone who was pretty upset about what you were collecting.
yeah. At least that's what they said when they drove off. Or, no, they repeated what I asked. They asked me if I
Sure.
wanted to support abortion rights and then drove off, something like that.
Right. Yeah.
So then,
Gee.
you know, I got back to Florida, or no, I got back to Colorado from Florida,
Mm-hmm.
and just started doing various jobs. I thought I had a real stable job with the dropping off flyers. I got a positive review.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and what do you call that? All I had to do was just like hang flyers on a door.
Okay.
But the dude that I was working for, he kind of just flaked out. And the girl that I got the job from, she was like, "Yeah, this dude flaked out." And I was like, "All right, same here."
Mm-hmm.
So you know, those types of jobs you could just easily pass off to one of your friends, somebody you know.
Mm-hmm.
So then I just started getting other jobs, and this one is a union job. It's stable. I'm into my second month of it. So this employment is way better. I really hope I, you know, get some type of what do you call that? Compensation for my wage
Mm-hmm.
theft complaint. At least the reimbursement, you know,
Mm-hmm.
because that was stuff that was guaranteed, and that the dude even told me that he got it. So that kind of pissed me off. I think it pissed anybody off, you know, to say, hey,
Yeah.
I issue these receipts for my hotel, for my flight, for my paperwork. I'm supposed to get
Mm-hmm.
reimbursed, and then the dude keeps issues the receipts, gets the payment, and keeps the payment, you know, and it's like $1,200.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I think I don't remember exactly off the top of my head, but I have it written down.
It's kind of an ongoing thing that you still got to deal with too.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I should have got it done earlier when I got back. You know, it
Sure.
happens.
Yeah. Of course.
That's something I could do today. I'm gonna just go through all the emails, delete the ones I don't need. Um,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
then what do you call that? I have a hair appointment at 2, so I'm getting my hair rebraided. I've had it braided predominantly since I got back from Florida. I will. I think I went like a week or two without it being braided.
Yeah.
Um, and you know,
Okay.
I'm still doing what I can to save money to get to the
Yeah.
Vatican. I'm paying my rent. My bills are paid. Oh, I got to pay my phone bill. You know, I was trying to do that on the phone earlier before this, and the
Mm-hmm.
automated system wasn't even working. It was like press one if you want to pay your bill, and I press one, and it'd be like, please say yes, or press one if you'd like to pay the bill. And I'm like, yes, and then I put in the headphones, and yeah,
I'm
exactly,
trying to give you money.
right.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
you
How
know,
was Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
besides that, the weather's not too bad.
Yeah.
On days off, I do what I can to go out and jog, get up and get
Nice.
out.
Yeah.
Because if
We'll
not,
take advantage of that while you can before the weather gets super cold.
yes, sir.
Yeah.
Because I live downtown, so I
Yeah.
live 8 blocks away from the convention center or closer, depending on which
Mhm.
route I go. But it's basically six
Yeah.
down, two up. And I get called in. Basically, I'm on call. All right. I have to
Hmm.
call into the work. It's a union. I call in on the work line on Sunday, and people have seniority and they have grades. Okay. So I just go out there and they'll. I get a call on my phone, and they'll be like, "Hey, can you show up in a half hour?" I was like, "Where?" And they're like, "A convention center." I was like, "I could be there in 15 minutes, yo. What tools do I need?"
Hmm.
And like, you don't need no tools. Everything ours already taken down. We just need a loadout. You're pushing crates. You're just pushing the big boxes. Everything's in. I'm like, all right. And I get there, and then I'm working 2 hours, 2.5 hours, and then we're done.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you get paid for a minimum of 4. So
Yeah.
that yeah, so it's really nice.
Okay.
Yeah,
It
sometimes I
sounds like
go.
you do okay in that regard, like with your work and stuff like that. Like I said, saving money and hopefully get that Florida thing sorted out. But
Yeah,
overall, not too bad. How are things with your legal situation? I mean, like, you know,
I
any
currently have.
updates?
Say that again.
I have said any updates regarding that.
This stuff. Honestly, I have no idea if I'm ready or even near ready or any of that. My
Okay.
communications with my lawyers is predominantly non-existent. Um,
Okay.
I only speak with them during court dates, and for about the past year, year and a half, um, the conversations I've had with him only last about 3 minutes, if that.
Hmm. Hmm.
And so I really don't know. If I was
Okay.
asked yes or no if I'm ready, I'd predominantly say no. You know,
Okay.
yeah.
Gotcha.
Uh,
The last time we spoke, you mentioned how you were kind of hopeful that you had some kind of conversation with a police officer regarding the Nuggets winning and getting your cases dropped. Do you remember what I'm talking
oh
about?
yeah, totally. Yeah, I've had more.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't just a conversation with police. It was several people, and then I went to Florida, and then the
Okay.
Nuggets won while I was in Florida.
Hmm.
You know, and then I got back and I had a couple of conversation. Just talking with people, even a cop. I think it was during a live stream or not during one, but it was outside. And even some of the cops were like, "Oh yeah, yeah, we hope you get your case dismissed. We're rooting that your cases get dismissed." You know, uh, we won.
Oh,
People
okay.
came
What
up. We said that.
were they rooting for your case to get dismissed, or were they saying that your cases will be dismissed? You know what I mean?
Who knows, dude? They were saying it like, "Oh yeah, your case is going to get dismissed. Don't even worry. The Nuggets won." It was a conversation like that. But whether or not
Mm,
they're speaking for any factual reality is who knows, right?
gotcha. Sure.
It'd
Makes
be
sense.
nice, but my whole life, I've dealt with stuff like that. Um,
Right. I assume your charges have not been dropped. So,
no, we're
okay.
still going, and I still have that on my mind. Plus, I have other stuff more on my mind.
Yeah.
you know, the whole thing with Uvalde, and people in the who work for the state, saying that I'm being prosecuted to show support for the death of American school children. It makes me
Mm,
feel that one, I'm not safe. Two, I'm not going to get a fair trial. And I
right.
would prefer that my trial be in what would you call that?
Hmm.
Uvalde, Texas, or
Hmm.
Washington, D.C. I feel there's a conflict of interest here due to how many times people who work for the government, people who work for the state, whatever you want to call that,
Yeah.
mention that they support the death of American school children. The death of American school children is their job security, and that they're going to prosecute me to show support for the death of American school children.
Oh, I
And
see.
some would
Yeah.
say that, well, if I try to choose a venue or jurisdiction of Uvalde, Texas, that
Hmm.
may give a conflict of interest to me in my benefit. And I was like, okay, then if that's the case, then send it to somewhere like Washington, D.C., in a federal jurisdiction, in a federal court. Um,
Mhm.
I just feel that the actions and statements committed by the various prosecutors and other lawyers and employees of the government prejudice me from getting
Mhm.
a fair trial here,
Okay.
and if not here at all, anywhere.
Yeah. Okay. And I know we've talked about this a couple of times, and so forgive me if we're just retreading things, but I mean, as far as I recall, this was something that these people said directly to you, right? This wasn't just something you overheard.
Yes, that is correct. It's not something. It's something they said directly to me, to my
Gotcha.
face.
Okay. Is there, and again, I'm asking this for the sake of, this evaluation and such, not because I'm trying to challenge you on stuff. But I mean, is there any chance that you misunderstood or that you're wrong about this in terms of what they're trying to do to you?
What do you mean by what they're trying to do to me? Do you mean by the statements
Well,
they made to me? Am I misinterpreting those statements, or am I making them
yeah, I
up?
get. Well, I'm only asking because, like, obviously I wasn't there, so I'm asking. I'm just trying to get your opinion on that because you're saying that it's pretty clear to you that they're trying to prosecute you in order to show their own support for the death of school children. I guess I'm just asking: is there any chance you misunderstood that, or is it very clear what they were
Um,
saying?
I can look at it from various angles. All right, various,
Okay.
however it can. One, they said it to me, so in my mind, it really happened. Right. Two, they could have
Right.
said it to me just out of spitefulness or to cause duress, to talk shit,
Mm-hmm.
to I don't know, belittle me, make me feel unsafe, to try
That's it.
to somehow overpower me, to influence me,
Mm-hmm.
to intimidate me. But or back to the piece of shit who said it, which was more than one. Uh, could have said it just to talk shit, just to run his mouth.
Sure. Sure.
But the fact that it happened makes me feel unsafe, makes me feel that I will not get a fair trial, and that I will
Mm-hmm.
not be properly defended. My rights will not be properly upheld. I will
Right.
not get effective assistance of counsel. I will not get adequate assistance of counsel. And
Right.
so I'm worried about those issues. And so, to be honest, with those issues right there, I feel that, most likely, how do I put, I would not say that I'm ready for to proceed forward. There's so
Gotcha.
many issues that I think that should be brought to the judge's attention, and not just that. Uh, I believe the judge already is aware of these issues. I've stated them before, and that the government is basically flagrantly um, ignoring um,
Mm-hmm.
everything that I believe would be anything from exculpatory material, therefore prejudicial, any
Mm-hmm.
evidence or the actions and activities of the lawyers, the government, the prosecutors, they all have to be within certain codes of conduct and ethics and morals. And I believe that they violated those, and therefore it prejudices me in a manner in which my rights will not be properly protected and or exercised.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
I have no idea which route to go because technically the only people I can go to is the government, and
Right.
the government's always going to side with the government. That's normal.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that. Everybody expects it.
Okay.
Um,
So, so in terms of how you'd want to handle this whole thing, you're not really sure how how you want to deal with this yet, because
Yes, at the very least, yes, that is correct. I would prefer a federal jurisdiction outside the District of Colorado, outside the state of Colorado.
hmm
Um, if I was being honest, I would prefer one in Texas. I believe that would go my way, and
yeah,
I can understand that the government would say, oh well, that's kind of a conflict of interest. You think it's going to go your way that way, and I'm like, yeah, and they're like, well, hey, we can say the same thing. There should be a different venue, a different jurisdiction. So then
yeah,
obviously Washington D.C. would be a legitimate uh,
sure. Venue,
option. Yeah, venue,
yeah,
jurisdiction, option, choice.
gotcha. Okay. Yeah, because you, this whole Uvalde thing and such. This was you. You said you tried to warn the federal government about these things, not that you were involved in them, right? In that,
That's the easiest
correct me if
way to say that.
I misremember. They
Um,
say that.
no. That would be the easiest way to
Mhm,
cliff note my side of the story. I'm saying that I informed the government of
mhm.
alleged activity. Ultimately, the activity did prove out to be true,
Yeah,
which is horrible. But
yeah,
anyways, in the process of me informing the government, I went to the federal building um, across the street, 1 block away,
yeah.
and I called the principal, left a voicemail from the phone in the court clerk's office, and the government was there recording it on a conference call. So,
hmm
I feel that there's that plus the actions and statements committed by employees of the government and the prosecutors in the courtroom in the courthouse.
Yeah,
So that right there is just too much illegal activity that makes me think that I'm not going to receive a fair trial,
right.
and my rights will not be protected nor properly exercised,
Gotcha.
and that, in my mind, prejudices me and my rights. That um, either the case has to be dismissed or there has to be a change of venue, a change of jurisdiction.
Right. Okay. Because I think on top of that, you mentioned that you had, regarding the allegations themselves, that you mentioned how you've been being targeted because of your blue eyes as well. And they made very sort of almost racist type of statements towards you. Or I'm
Yes,
not sure how else to describe them. You know what I mean?
yes. Yeah, the judge,
Yeah,
Adam Espinoza, has called me derogatory names in association to my eye color. Blue-eyed
gotcha.
demon, blue-eyed fag demon, blue-eyed nigger,
Right.
on more than one occasion. And,
hmm
there was also that. So there's
hmm
multiple um, issues, that make me feel that
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
under duress, coercion, and on occasion fear for my life, liberty, well-being, pursuit of happiness, and
Yeah.
um, the way I look at it is with these allegations, if they're just frivolous, then
hmm
they can easily put it in writing. Hey, these are frivolous allegations, But if they're not
Sure.
frivolous, they need to be addressed completely. They can't be swept under the rug. And I honestly don't know the proper way of addressing these. I'm aware that if you have an issue with a lawyer, there's some lawyer place you could go to and file a grievance against a lawyer. And the same thing
Sure.
with
Sure.
judges. If you file something against a judge, it's the same fucking thing.
Right. Right.
And but besides that, what is there, especially if there's any type of criminal activity or activity that can be considered criminal? uh, interference, threatening, intimidation, all that type of stuff.
Right. Okay. Damn, man. All right. So yeah, that's sounds like employment and such is going pretty well, thankfully, but this whole thing is still just as much of a, I don't know, cluster as it's always been.
Yes, at the very least.
But yeah, I know I'm kind of glossing over a little bit by saying that, but I'm just not sure how else to summarize it, I suppose, you know.
Yeah, completely. And I feel without getting proper answers, at least in writing, so that way I know where I
Yeah.
can have it. Because it's one thing for the judge just to say, okay, I take that into consideration. All right.
Sure.
And then it'd be like, okay, now what?
Right.
And
Where are we going from there?
yeah. And so
Okay.
I feel that it's a setup, and worse.
Right.
And yeah, the legal thing, I really have no idea what's going on with it, what's any of it. But besides all the legal stuff, everything else is going like a normal life, smooth personhood.
Yeah.
You know, being a normal person and personhood. I don't know how else to say that. I do laundry.
Oh, sure.
Um, excuse
You're
me, one
jogging.
second.
Oh, sure.
This is work.
Okay. No worries.
Hello. Yes, sir. The Ellie Calkins. What time? Alrighty. I could probably be there 10:15 at the latest. Awesome. Thank you, sir. What tools do I need? All right. Thank you. Bye.
Got some work later today?
Yeah. Right after this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, I was gonna say, I mean, we've met several times, so like I wasn't intending to take up too much of your time today. So yeah, if you need to go get ready for work, we're pretty much good here.
Yeah. I think the normal thing. I have no thoughts on harming myself. I have no thoughts on harming others.
Right. Honestly, good. You remember the questions I should be asking you more than I do. Okay. Yep.
I'm here in my home. I'm about to go to work.
Yep.
Yeah, you just saw it right there. You just right there. That's how my job is sometimes. They're
Mhm.
like, "Hey, somebody called in. Can you show up right now?" And
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, I could be there." Yeah, so yeah, that's it. And
Yeah.
so then I just put on some black clothes. I got to put on black shirt and black pants because that's
Right.
what we're supposed to dress as. I have
Right.
my steel-toed shoes and my backpack with a multi-tool C wrench, and go from there. Besides,
Fantastic.
yeah, I had to buy some tools. Um, at first, I didn't use them for like the first 2 weeks, and then now I
Hmm.
use them more. One tool I bought, it was like 26 bucks, 25 bucks. It's called a dirty rigger. I've yet to use that. It's a rigging tool for which we've only done rigging once, and I used a C wrench. But yeah,
Gotcha.
um,
Okay.
besides that, I told you everything.
And they haven't been trying to give you like medications or anything like that. It's just been the classes.
Yes, sir. And there's been what
Yeah.
do you call that?
Do they want you to take medication? Like, are
Uh,
they trying to get you to take some?
Not really.
Okay.
There's what do you call it? Counseling. They're setting up counseling classes.
Okay.
So there's the restoration and then setting up counseling classes. I'm
Okay.
doing a lot of workforce classes. I have a career coach.
Cool. Yeah.
Um, yeah, I'm doing a lot of those. I went through orientation so that I could get WIOA Tech P funds for a CompTIA Plus certificate.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's like I think $1,200 or $2,000 that they'll pay as long as I get the certificate. But it's a class that basically says, hey, we guarantee that you'll pass because we have an instructor that will work one-on-one with you virtually and will not allow you to take the actual test until you pass it enough with them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Well, do it. Good luck with that. Nice to know. I mean, it sounds like I'm glad to hear things are going okay outside of this whole legal garbage. But I mean, good to have nice steady work, right?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, I appreciate you meeting with me. Next time, if there is a next time, I'll try to, email you earlier, since maybe, you might miss it for a little bit. I apologize for that. I left it to the last minute myself. Probably shouldn't have done that. But if you're ever curious, about the eval, if you think this one's coming up, you're also free to email me. You don't have to wait for me. You got my email. Feel free to shoot me one. Be like, hey, did you need to do something? So yeah, but other than that, just have a great day, have a great week, and just good luck with everything.
Thank you, and you have a beautiful week also. Happy Thanksgiving.
Appreciate that. Yeah, true. Thanksgiving coming up. Yeah, happy Thanksgiving to you too. All right.
Thank you.
See you around.
Peace.
Bye.
Alrighty. I gotta get to work. What up? Your dress how milkman, half doctor. What do you think? Muslim racist, fun, blah blah. New shirt he may want off. Hello, Noel. Can you tell him about the person who was nice enough to bless you with that cool shirt? That guy is talking to. Who's he anyway? Seems like a professional sitting. Seeing some guy doing an eval for the courts. Yes. All right. So everybody in YouTube land, I have to go. Stay warm if you need to stay warm. Stay cool if you need to stay cool. Stay healthy. Stay safe. Stay sober if you choose sobriety. Or start sobriety. Peace. Love you. End broadcast. Quick.